Morning, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are, this very morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I welcome you to this very, should I say, special question and answer session on this very day, the 2nd day of April, the 4th month in the year. In the year of our Most High Elohim 2021, the time now is precisely 2 minutes past 7 a.m. in the land of Biafra. I said a.m., not p.m. I know we are accustomed to broadcasting in the evenings, that is in Biafra land. Therefore, some of you may become confused, but this is a live presentation this very morning. We are live and we are direct on all platforms. I repeat, on all platforms, that we may preach this very gospel to the understanding and hearing of humanity wherever they may be at this time. Allow me to welcome you, and as I do so, may I also encourage each and every one of you to welcome those who are around you. You can listen to us via Instagram, Nnamdi Kanu _official. We are on Instagram. We are live there. There are a lot of people there already. Eze Chinedu is there. Opara is there. Shedrack is also there. Kesia is there. Eduardo Chinedu is there. And very many people are there on Instagram. And I want that advertised as much as possible. I want that Best Man is also there. A lot of people are there watching. We are also on Facebook. You know, Facebook with their suppression and restrictions, one of the most corrupt entities in the world. We are also there at Nnamdi Kanu. I'm broadcasting through a page that is not particularly well known, but I'm hoping this very morning that those of you who are there already will be able to spread this very gospel, that others may be able to join us on that very platform as well. We are on Twitter. If you go to my Twitter handle, official one, there are many fake ones being run by DSS, the Zoo State Police. Nnamdi Kanu is mine. If you go there, you will see it and you'll be able to join us. I'm sure we are the only ones who are streaming live this very morning on that very place. That's how you know which one is authentic and which one is fake. We happen to also be on satellite this very morning. We are on IPOB Community Radio app, which everybody must have. Everybody must download IPOB Community Radio. You must also download the Authentic Radio Biafra app as well, so that you can participate and join us anytime we are live, as we are this very morning. We are going to pray a very brief prayer before we continue. But before we do so, I must reaffirm that I am Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB all over the world, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and of course, by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are gathered this very morning to preach this very gospel, of course, to take your questions, and hopefully I will be able to provide all the answers that you need. But right now, this very second, we are going to pray. And after praying, I will preach very briefly this morning to bring you up to speed as to what is happening with our beloved Eastern Security Network, the battle that is raging right now in and around Nsukka to dislodge terrorists, and what the Nigerian Army and police, and of course in conjunction with British High Commission, are trying to do in order to frustrate our efforts. This very morning, all over the world, people are going to listen to this very gospel as we preach it, and of course be able to learn from it. But before then, we must pray. Our lines are not open, please. I don't want anybody to call us now. Our lines are not yet open. That means you're not listening. Because if you're listening, there is no way you'll be calling us by this time. I know that some of us are very desperate to try to get their calls through. When our lines does open, please, I will take all your calls to the best of my ability. But this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are, we must pray. And I'm going to pray in English language this morning, a very short prayer, a prayer prayed by Yeshua when he was on this very earth. A prayer extolling the supremacy and irreducibility of the Creator in heaven, that upon that very name and name alone, everything that was created was made possible. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this very earth in the land of Biafra as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours and yours alone is the kingdom. All power and glory is yours. This we acknowledge now and forevermore. He said, a very simple prayer, but one prayed by Jesus when he was on this very earth, acknowledging that only God Almighty in heaven is supreme. That was why he said, our Father who art in heaven. We do not worship idol here. We only worship the one true God, and that is why we are going to prevail, and that is why Biafra will come in our time. This very morning, very speedily before our lines open to take your calls, I have a few things to bring to your attention. And not surprisingly, of course, the United States have now released what they call their country report on this zoological republic called Nigeria. The United States State Department, which is their foreign ministry, in charge of all their diplomats all over the world, including the U.S. mission in Nigeria. The reason why I'm touching upon this very briefly this morning is to bring to your awareness, or should I say, to bring to your attention once again what I have been saying all this while concerning the duplicity and complicity of most foreign missions in Nigeria. I told some of you, but you never listen. The thing about we black people is that we do not listen. We do not reason. We always fail to engage our brain cells each time we are pondering a very complex subject. I told all of you a while back, and consistently so, that the United States mission in Nigeria is corrupt. I told you that the British mission, of course, they are colonialists, that the mission of Britain, which is UK in Nigeria, headed by Katuna Lang, is to colonize all of you. I don't know what is wrong with us. I have no idea what is wrong with us. But I blame all of you for this very report that the United States of America released through their very corrupt State Department. I say it openly, without fear, no contradiction. The people working at the Africa desk at the United States Department of State are one of the most corrupt people on the face of this very earth. Including the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, she is as corrupt as Satan himself. Why am I saying this? All of you saw the videos of Lekki Tollgate massacre. I was live on air broadcasting that very night as the massacre was taking place. Out of anger, people started to destroy government-owned properties in Lagos. I have been warning you for very many years that anytime you have any ambassador from a frontline country coming to Nigeria, they always bribe them. I warned all of you that the Fulani Janjaweed war chest, what I mean by is the money they have to fight to keep enslaving all of you in one Nigeria, is now over $30 billion US. You thought I was joking. I also told you that they have not only brought over the entire diplomatic corps in Abuja, that they have engaged frontline in top-notch consultancy firms all over the world with the help of the British to suppress every news coming out of Nigeria. to manage every information coming out of Nigeria, to condition the minds of the world that nothing is going wrong. But some of you paid little attention. And this morning, I want you to understand that if you do not pay attention to what I'm telling you, the consequences you will suffer will be very severe. And it has started this very morning. Do you know, after slaughtering and killing people around Lekki Tollgate, on that fateful day, that people, innocent people, were massacred. I don't have the precise date in my head. Despite all the difficulties that we've had with CNN in the past, but at least CNN did something. CNN tried as much as possible to present the truth. There was a CNN documentary, or should I say a mini documentary about Lekki Tollgate massacre. Do you know, surprise, surprise, do you know what happened? The United States of America have now released a report on Lekki Tollgate massacre. Do you know what they said in that report? They said that nobody was shot dead, that people did not die at Lekki. Are you listening to me? They said that people did not die. And this brings home what I have been warning all of you, or should I say all of us trapped in that one zoo called Nigeria. Our liberation is in our hands. The white man will not help us. And I will tell you the reason why the white man can never help us. The white man, as they have always done, is using the Fulani to enslave. That's number one. They have something to, both of them came together and agreed on something. We need Nigeria. We need all the ethnic populations in Nigeria. Britain, everybody has an interest. British interest is that they love controlling people. Is in their blood, is in their nature. They need people to control people who will be their slaves. That's number one. Secondly, they need access to our oil and gas for free. That's number two. Number three, they want to keep on giving the impression that black people are useless, incapable of reasoning, that we black people deserve to be controlled by white people. Understand what I'm telling you this morning, please. It's very, very important. Because in time to come, the same way I'm reminding you this very morning as to the consequences of our stupidity, I will also go back and tell you, remember there was a day that I preached this very gospel live on Radio Biafra. I repeat, Britain wants to control you because they feel that they are God. They are white and you are black. You are nothing. That's number one. But because some of us did not have the benefit of sound or decent education, you may not appreciate what I'm saying. But in the fullness of time, you will come to understand. You will come full circle into the realization that what I'm telling you, what I have always told you is the truth. And I preach it without fear before any idiot, regardless of how powerful you may think you are. What am I saying to you is this. Britain is in Nigeria because of oil and gas. They're in Nigeria to control you because you're black people. They are also in Nigeria to try to use it as an influence to control the entire black race all over the world because they believe that Nigeria is populous. They have a lot of people in it, over 200 million people. And if they control them, perhaps they will be able to control black people all over the world. Because one, they see us as black people, we are niggers, we are nothing. That was why they named you Nigeria. Nigeria means land of niggers. That is what it means. An area occupied by niggers. A derogatory slur word, which people in their infinite stupidity have failed to change over the years. I may digress this morning, but please pardon me and try to follow my chain of thought and what I'm preaching this very morning. America is there because of Halliburton, because of ExxonMobil. They are there because of Texaco. They also need oil and gas. Some of you may remember or may recall when Trump assumed power, that was in about, I think, 2016 or thereabout. He said something that most of his friends go to Africa to make easy money. But he is not one of those people. I now want to tell you the reason why the U.S. State Department released this very abominable report on the killing of innocent souls in Lekki. I also want to prove to all of you this very morning, it doesn't matter how many black people are serving in any administration in America. It doesn't matter. These are people they have conditioned to hate themselves. And they are the ones that sanctioned these lies. I have lived with white people for very many years. I know the way they reason. Some of you may be shocked, saying, oh, why is he saying this morning? Let me tell you one thing. At any period in history, a majority of white people will always support what is good. And repeat, at each given point in history, it doesn't matter how dark that very phase is. A majority of white people are conscientious. They hate evil. It is only a minority, a very wicked, evil minority, that will support what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria today, like the Africa desk of the State Department in America. We have confronted them many times. I have asked them, why do you people support evil in Africa? USA, yes. It is not the entire USA. I'm not saying it is the Biden administration, no. I'm not saying it was the Trump administration before this one, no. There is a group of people, highly corrupt individuals, manning what is called the Africa desk at the United States Department of State. They are the ones responsible for the evil happening in Africa. How? All of you saw that people were killed on that very fateful night at Lekki Tollgate when it was being occupied at the height of the NSAS protest. And I also want to bring to your attention this very morning, I'm sorry to say this, that there is something fundamentally wrong. I've been telling you this about black people and the way we reason. This morning, I want to bring to your attention that indeed there is something wrong with us and the way we reason. Let me read this report for you. It was only the Nation newspaper that carried it in the zoo, saying that United States of America disagrees. They do not agree that anybody was killed at Lekki Tollgate. Can you believe such a thing? Who was responsible? I'm not even blaming those in America. This is something I've been telling you all the time, but none of you do not want to reason. You don't want to understand. I said that the report they are given in America is compiled in Abuja by the U.S. ambassador and her team. It is anything they feed Washington that Washington will publish. And she is a woman. Now I'm beginning to understand the reason why, should I say, Eve was used to deceive Adam. I never knew that women can be this evil and wicked. Two women. I am sure, had the U.S. ambassador been a man, such evil, such report couldn't have been issued. What is paining me is that the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria is a woman. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria is a woman. These two women are presiding over the reign of Satan in the zoo. Let me read you the report. I'm going to quote them verbatim. Everybody saw that people were killed at Lekki, but this is the junk that a whole United States of America came up with. Supposedly the conscience of the world. America has the grace it enjoys today because God created the USA to bring a semblance of consciousness into the dealings of man on this very earth. That is why they are the longest running civilization since man came into this very earth. That is why the USA enjoys the preeminence that it does. But it seems to me that Lucifer has taken over America. America is no longer a country that speaks the truth. America is no longer a country that stands up for the poor. USA is no longer a country that stands up for justice and what is right all over the world. America is now effectively in the pocket of Luciferians. Simple truth. The U.S. ambassador in Abuja could not convey to Washington. We are in very serious trouble, all of us. In very serious trouble. And unless we rise up now in a popular revolution, if we continue to prevaricate, if we continue to dilly-dally, if we continue to waste valuable time, we are all finished. I'll read it for you. The United States Department of State report on Nigeria. This is what it says. On October 20, members of the security forces enforced curfew by firing shots into the air to disperse protesters. America is writing this junk. The Lekki massacre that we all witnessed, America is telling us, they were not there, they're telling us that the army came and was firing shots in the air. I told you that Fulani has $30 billion. They have bribed the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria. That is why this wishy-washy evil report was issued. They are all corrupt. All corrupt, all of them, they're all corrupt. I continue to read for you. Listen very carefully, please. They fired shots into the air to disperse protesters who had gathered at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos to protest abusive practices by the Nigerian Police Forces Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. Mind you that SARS was trained by Britain. It was Britain that set up SARS. It's UK that set up SARS under Obasanjo to harvest organs for sale. It was the United Kingdom that set up this dreaded SARS and gave them the training. It was Britain that gave them the training. So it was Britain that trained them to go through your phones, to extort money from you, to kidnap you in front of your parents, to take you to their dungeon, to kill you, to have it, because it was Britain that trained them and armed them. Britain, United Kingdom, financed SARS. I want you to understand very, very carefully, please. Now, according to this U.S. report, accurate information on fatalities resulting from the shooting was not available at year's end. A whole America. But you can come to the Sahel and rescue victims. Google can see inside my bedroom where I'm broadcasting from this morning. Google can, you have Google Map, you have everything. You're telling me the most powerful country in the world with the most resourceful intelligence agencies man has ever seen cannot ascertain how many people were shot dead at Lekki. This is Fulani's $30 billion stolen from all of us. Speaking. They have the money. It was Fulani, the way they connived and colluded with Britain and now U.S. State Department that led me to believe that truly money is the root of all evil. It solves a lot of problems, no doubt. But I'm telling you, when you face a man working at the U.S. State Department Africa desk, a civil servant may be earning $2,000 a month, you give him $20 million. There is nothing he or she will not do for you. Their conscience will go through the window. I came this morning to take question and answers, but I saw this thing and I was beside myself with rage. That is the same country now that we are fighting Fulani bandits in and around Nsukka. Everybody can see that the Nigerian army are aiding Fulani bandits. These are the people that went and massacred our people in Ebonyi. We found them where they are. In and around Nsukka. We engaged them. We engaged them. Nigerian army came to fight on the side of terrorists and killers. Nigerian army fighting beside terrorists and killers to kill the victims of Fulani massacre. The State Department in America will not hear this because the U.S. mission in Nigeria is corrupt, highly corrupt. They have been infected by the United Kingdom, infected by the British, highly corrupt. America is telling us this day that they do not know the number of people who were killed as at last year. That's what they're saying to us, that they have no accurate information. Amnesty International, a reputable, renowned, very cautious and conservative NGO, or should I say human rights group, reported that 10 persons died according to this U.S. report during the event. But they did not take what Amnesty said. The U.S. State Department, the American ambassador now in Abuja, a woman, the U.S. State Department Africa desk, Not the whole US, Africa desk inside this. They are so corrupt that they could not even acknowledge the very conservative estimate given by Amnesty International. That is how corrupt they are. Amnesty reported, conservatively speaking, that 10 people were shot dead. Do you know that the US State Department basically ignored that very report by Amnesty International? We continue. But the government disputed this report. So because Lai Mohammed, that even the USA knows is a liar, disputed the report by Amnesty International, that is the reason why America will not accept it, that people died at Lekki. Because the Nigerian government said nobody died. That's why they didn't accept it. Unbelievable. They are now quoting the government own report. USA, America. The government reported 2 deaths connected to the event. One body from the toll gate showed signs of blunt force trauma, which means the army did not shoot this person that they acknowledged died at Lekki. That person died as a result of being attacked by those who have come to protest. His fellow protesters or her fellow protesters joined in beating him or her to death. Do you know why they're playing with us like this? This is an example of what they do when they come for their so-called election observance, electoral observance. When they come, they will see blatant fraud. They will go to Kanu and they will see that 8-year-old, 6-year-old kids are voting. They will see all the violence against Biafran people right across the zoo. They will see ballot box snatching, and all the rest of the crimes that's associated with electoral fraud in the zoo called Nigeria. They will write and say, the election was free and fair, bar for a few incidents of minor violence. I want to let people understand that if you're from any ethnic group in Nigeria, be you Duduwa, Biafra, or Kwaradafa, Middle Belt, or wherever you come, even Hausa, that have been swallowed by Fulani, you must rise up to assert your right. You must rise up now to fight to be free. You remember over the years, during the time of John Campbell, America had a bit of conscience. They were in Lagos and in Abuja writing at least accurately, or should I say objectively, to the best of their knowledge about what is happening in the zoo. The more the years go by, the more the Fulani succeed in corrupting as many people as possible. They have corrupted AFP, an independent news gathering organization. They now issue fake news. They now fact-check the same fake news that they issued. They are the ones to issue it. They tag Biafra or IPOB to it. The same AFP will now do fact-check on fake news that they themselves released. They have bought over Facebook. All of you are aware of that. Very soon they will take over YouTube. And of course, they're about to take over Twitter. Because each year, black people in Africa, every year, you fail to act to be free. The more deeper the hole that you're digging for yourselves, we can never ever be free. I'm just telling you now, unless by some miraculous faith or divine intervention, the conspiracy, when I was reading this report, I was so shocked. The level of conspiracy to emasculate Black Africa, the level of conspiracy to ruin us as a race of people, aided and abetted by fellow Black people. Shocking. America said, they acknowledged, they didn't acknowledge, they said, Amnesty said 10 people were killed, Nigerian government said only 2 were killed, and out of those 2, 1 suffered signs of trauma, which means that person was not killed by the army. A second body from another location in Lagos had, from another location, look at how America is lying for Nigeria, from another location, not at Lekki Toll Gate. Should I continue this broadcast this morning? Or should we go back and start prayer and fasting, asking God, what did we do wrong? Why this level of humiliation? Why did you create a people? Did you create us to be servants? Did you create us to be... What did we do wrong? What is it about Black people that you hate us so much? What is it? What have we done? I'm asking God this morning that blatantly, a country like USA, I think what we need to do is, I don't know if we're allowed to take the US State Department to court in America to justify this very report. I don't know if their laws allow us to do that. I will ask my secretary if there is any law that can allow us to challenge this report in a court of law in America where all the evidence will be made manifest. They are telling us that USA is telling us that Nigerian government said 2 people died. One at the scene of the protest at the toll gate from blunt force. Listen carefully. I don't know how to explain to people to understand. How do I explain this that the brain of a black man can understand what I'm saying? In what way can I explain this? I'm asking you people how. Now listen, America is effectively absolving Nigerian army of any blame for the shooting at Lekki Tollgate because they know that the person that actually gave the order to kill the protesters is Katrina Lang, the the UK High Commissioner to Nigeria. That afternoon she was with Tinubu. Before she left Tinubu's house, a lorry load of thugs from Tinubu's APC left Mushi with cutlasses, axes, and machete to go and attack protesters. And that evening, the army opened fire on protesters. It was Britain, it was United Kingdom that arranged the massacre through Tinubu. We all know this. All of you listening, you know that because you are black, because some of you are highly idiotic, you cannot stand up to face or speak the truth. You all know what Tinubu did. Everybody knows this. Now, USA is siding them. Britain have now managed to convince, United Kingdom now managed to convince the USA to side with evil. That is what I find, but a whole USA, of all people, America, the hope of a common man on this earth, at least in a temporal form. Everybody looks up to the USA as the policeman of the conscience, the guardian of the conscience of humanity. Look at how they are behaving in Nigeria. And the ambassador is a woman. I never knew that women can be this wicked. I never knew. I thought being mother, no, I'm not sure they have any children, that being women, they will have that, you know, that motherly instinct, that empathy, to empathize everybody. I felt rather very foolishly that these 2 women will see the victims of the slaughter by the Nigerian army as their own children and do what is right. But because of money, Fulani has given them money. Because of money, they are now writing what is in essence rubbish to justify the killing of other people's children. 2 women responsible for this nonsense. The government reported 2 deaths connected with the event, but the army did not kill any of them. The one found where the army stormed died of trauma, which means if it were the army or if it were to be the army that shot him or her dead, you would have seen bullet wounds on the body. The one that had bullet wounds was recovered where the army did not go to. Do you see how they are consultant? Basically, Nigerian consultants in America wrote this report for the State Department and just published it. And we are all black people in Africa. Every day we claim we are suffering. Every day we claim that our quality of life is so poor. Every day we claim we're impoverished, but we are the ones responsible for bringing this mess on top of our heads. This type of nonsense couldn't have happened in a place like Japan because the Japanese people are one people, one culture, one value system, one social configuration. But in Nigeria, you don't have, Biafra is different from Oduduwa. Oduduwa is different from Arewa, Fulani Janjaweed. Fulani Janjaweed is even different from those in the Middle Belt. We are not together. We are not one people. That is why a white man can come in and tell us, after what we have seen with our 2 naked eyes, telling us that what we now saw is different. What you saw at Lekki Tollgate is not the truth. The white man has spoken. I weep for we black people, and I weep for Africa. Because the problem is that It's like a black man enjoys suffering. A black man loves to be subjugated. It's like a black man loves to be a slave. A black man, you know, I don't know what it seems to me that if our existence is not validated by a white man, we shouldn't exist at all. Lies by U.S. State Department Africa Desk. A second body was found somewhere outside Lagos that had bullet wounds. I'm reading you the report itself. The government acknowledged, according to the United States government, acknowledged that soldiers armed with live ammunition were present at Lekki Tollgate. Now, who shot those people that Amnesty said died? Let's say 10, for instance. It's still not the army. At year's end, the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry and Restitution continued to hear testimony and investigate the shooting at Lekki Tollgate. That's the end of that's it. End of story. And let me tell you how evil these people are. I want to tell you how evil the Africa desk at US State Department. I want to tell you that these people are demonic. They are demonic. They are possessed by loose. They are demonic. Satan is working with them. There's another section called disappearance. I'll read the report for you as well. In August 2019, to mark the International Day of Disappeared, Amnesty International issued a statement calling on the government to release immediately hundreds of persons who had been subjected to enforced disappearance and held in secret detention facilities across the country without charge or trial. They are talking about Biafrans airlifted from Obibo, but they cannot say it. Because if they say these are Biafrans airlifted from Obibo being held in secret detention facilities, the world will ask questions regarding Biafra. So they never mention any names. Are you following? Now, they just gave only one paragraph to this. What the Nigerian Army Police, DSS are doing. This is from America. Only one paragraph. Now, they proceeded to say, criminal groups, this America, criminal groups abducted civilians in the Niger Delta. They never mentioned the North. They never mentioned Fulani bandits kidnapping every day. Every day, the first place they jumped was Niger Delta, which is Biafra land. They cannot say Biafra, so they say Niger Delta, because the idiots that call themselves Niger Delta don't understand the divide and rule mentality that these people are using to cage them in their ignorance. That is why Ogoni has not been claimed. Nobody can ask, why is it that Ogoni land has not been claimed after all these years? They fail to understand one simple fact. If you allow yourselves to be divided, it makes it easier for your enemies to conquer you. If you're a conquered people, why would they claim Ogoni land if you're a conquered people? Now listen. The one paragraph to what Nigeria is doing, kidnapping, locking up people and executing people extrajudicially. Now they say criminal groups. They never refer to Nigeria as a criminal group or kidnapping people. No, not at all. Once you're kidnapped by the Nigerian state, you are a victim. You are gone. America will not look for you. It's even better as encouraged. United Kingdom are the ones encouraging the Nigerian government to do it. To put fear in people so you cannot fight for your right. Now listen. They said, criminal groups abducted civilians in Niger Delta, the southeast. Have you heard them now? And the northwest. What Fulani bandits are doing in the Middle Belt, in Benue and Plateau, America did not mention it all. I want you to remember again what I told you before about the $30 billion war chest El Rufai and his team they have at their disposal to bribe anybody bribable in the world. Let's say you are Biden. Are you going to say no to a $1 billion bribe from Nigeria? The answer is no, you will take it. You will take it. I don't care who you are, you will take it. That's what they're doing. Do you know America said that people in the southeast are kidnapping people and abducting them for ransom? I want the US ambassador to tell me the day that any group from the east, I mean Biafra land, kidnapped anybody and said pay us ransom. Where? What date? They don't have any. But we are here. They said we are bandits. Do you see how they lie? And this report, because it was written by white people, you know, they see we black people as liars, as sometimes with some justification, of course. Because this report was written by white people, it is gospel. You understand? Nobody can question it. It's by whites now. You're a nigger, you're black. Who's going to listen to you? Nobody. After all, as their warped reasoning convinces them, you're black because God hates you. That's why you're black. That is why every other race can climb on top of you and do whatever they want to do, because you're black. And moreover, you hate yourselves anyway, and you cannot reason or think properly. America is now saying Niger Delta, Southeast, which is Biafra land, and the Northwest, not Northeast, where the rage, where Fulani banditry is in abundance, often to collect ransom payments. And I want to ask the U.S. ambassador, when did you hear that anybody collected ransom in the Southeast? Or South for that matter? When? Where? When? In the last year? This is your yearly report. When? But you have put us here. So when diplomats are reading this all over the world, they say, oh, there are bandits. Also, Igbos are bandits as well. Now, are you following me? Now, do you understand the game they're playing? You have to be intelligent to understand how these people play this game. Some of you may say it as just a report. It's just a report by a State Department, and you dismiss it. We are not dismissing it. We are taking it very seriously, because we have no criminal groups in the East. None whatsoever. And nobody collected any ransom. None whatsoever. He said, and now, listen carefully, they said, now, for example, they now want to give example. America wants to give you an example of these criminal groups they're talking about in Niger Delta, in the Southeast. For example, they now gave an example with what is happening in Katsina State. Not in the Southeast. There is no example here of any kidnapping for ransom anywhere in the South, so-called, or Southeast. None. The example they gave was from the North. And now they came back and they said that Nigerian pirates, listen, they said before there was criminality, and mind that pirates operate in the sea, not on land. But when they were talking about criminal groups, they said that these criminal groups were based on the ground. Now, when they want to give us an example as to what these criminal groups may have done, they gave us an example with piracy in the sea. And piracy is being done by Fulani people in Nigerian Navy. They are the ones doing the piracy. These are Janjaweed, this Fulani is naval, the zoo naval officers, the criminal elements amongst them who are doing piracy. Not any Biafran, but of course, US wrote it down. They said other parts of the country also experienced a significant number of abductions. Prominent and wealthy figures were often targets of abductions, as well as religious leaders, regional government leaders, police officers, and all the rest of them. They gave us another example. The Emir of Potiskum, Alajumari Bubaram, and his convoy were attacked. They did not give us an example. This was last year of anything that happened in Biafra land, but they criminalized all of us. That's how they roll. Now you understand it? So when you go and you're saying to diplomats all over the world that these are what Fulani people are doing to us, killing us every day, they will say, oh no, but you people are also criminals. America said so. It's called equalization. So from being on the offensive, you now become defensive. And now you can now see how United States Africa desk is trying to justify Fulani banditry in Biafra land. Because if you're chasing them, all of you are criminals. But we should fold our hands and allow them to attack us as they have done repeatedly, both in Ebonyi and also in Enugu State. That was why Sahara reporters of all people said that Nigerian army currently engaging ESN operatives in gun battle in Nsukka. And I have said this thing to Yoruba journalists all the time. You people are the cause of the suffering of all our peoples today. All ethnic nationalities, the journalists you have in Nigeria, you people are the problem. You people like the United States Africa desk inside the State Department, you people are making it a lot more easier for our conquerors to come in to conquer us. ESN is not in any battle with Nigerian army. In and around Nsukka. No. We are battling Fulani terrorists. Now the Nigerian army came and joined them because that was their plan from ab initio to come to take over our land. Do you understand? They gave military uniforms to Fulani terrorists. They are not army personnel. They are terrorists. I don't know why some reporters will say that this is of Nigerian army currently engaging ESN. No, not at all. ESN is engaging Fulani terrorists that have come to rape, to kill, to pillage, to take over our land. And we have said no to that. They are the ones we are battling. Nigerian army now joined them, or should I say, gave them army uniforms, gave them weapons to be fighting indigenous people. And America will not report this. Now, if America will not report it, we force them to report it. Let me tell you one thing that you do not know. When ANC was fighting for liberation of the black people in South Africa, they were called all sorts of names. Successive US governments put ANC on the terrorist watch list. Margaret Thatcher was insistent that she would not speak to Nelson Mandela, that Nelson Mandela is a terrorist, or was a terrorist then. Did it stop South Africans from becoming free? Do you know one thing? Because they knew what they wanted. They were very tenacious. They were insistent. And to their credit, they engaged white people, especially in the UK, to fight their cause for them. It wasn't black South Africans or black people in the UK that fought to collapse apartheid. No, white Englishmen and women, white Scottish men and women, white Welsh people, white Irish people came out and said evil is evil. And apartheid fell. That is the mode, that is the mindset we must have at all times. We must engage local people, local populations to help us fight this invisible enemy. That invisible enemy are neo-colonialists, those in State Department, those at Whitehall in England, in London, using black people in Africa to present a narrative that will help in perpetuity hold us down in slavery. They are using black people to do this very work, this very dirty work. This is something you must understand and be able to rise above. I am now telling Sahara reporters and the publisher and whoever is there writing this junk, you people are aiding and abetting the excesses of the Nigerian security forces. Let me also remind them, my Yoruba brethren, no, they are journalists. It is this type of journalism that made it possible for Fulani to take over your land. Not only take a lot from you, they took a lot from you. That's number one. Now they have sent some of you into exile in Benin Republic. It is this type of reportage, this type of journalism, junk gutter journalism. You never knew that Fulani were there terrorizing our people in Nsukka. All these years, you never reported that. They went to Ebonyi, killed us, ran to Nsukka, because we said we'll find them. We have found them, and we're engaging them. And Nigerian army have come to support them. The same way, that is how your own village, maybe somewhere around Ogumosho, will be taken over by them. You know the funniest thing? Shame won't even allow you to report it. That's why I say to Yoruba journalists, you say, the more you write all this, your junk in support of Fulani Janjaweedism, the day they attack you, shame won't allow. That is why there are Yoruba people in Benin Republic as refugees, but you cannot write about it because you are ashamed of yourselves. These are the things you need to understand. And I have, as I have said before, and I will continue to say, black people should stop allowing themselves to be used by white people to work against their own collective national interest or survival as a people. Any day we realize this, we would have survived it. Now is the time for uprising. America will not save you. Britain will instead, they will join your oppressors to kill all of you. We must rise up. And the time is now. They said troops of the Nigerian army are currently battling gunmen suspected to be, we are not gunmen. We are Eastern Security Network securing our land against Fulani Janjaweedism, or should I say, Janjaweed tendencies. The Nigerian army have joined them. That is why anywhere you have Fulani terrorist camp, nearby is a military barrack. Across the entire length and breadth of Biafra, anywhere you have the Nigerian army, nearby is a Fulani terrorist camp. And these are people that told us are from Niger, they're from Senegal, they're from Gambia, they're from Chad, they're from Niger. They're not Nigerians, mind you. That's what they told us in the beginning. I don't know where our brain goes to sometimes. I have no idea what happened. Hey, Lord have mercy. I have never seen a more idiotic race. I have never seen. How can will a white man allow himself to be used against his own country? Black people, why can't you reason? Why are you allowing yourselves to be used? Is it because there is something demonic inside you? What is it about you people? What is it about you people that you can never ever understand? What is wrong with you people? I ask. What is wrong with you people? Ask, what is wrong with you? They can never reason very well. May Lord have mercy upon you. So those of them writing and saying ESM is battling the army joined them, and we need to battle them. You are joining terrorists to come and kill our people in and around Osuka, in fact, Enugu and Ebonyi. And you want us to keep quiet? You must be dreaming. You must be joking. So we can go on exile to maybe to Ambazonia and become refugees inside Ambazonia. Is that what you want? As Yorubas are now refugees in Benin Republic. Yoruba journalists, have you seen what you've done to yourself? Out of shame, you cannot report what is happening to your people, what the Fulanis are doing. Out of shame. And it's like a virus. The more you ignore it, the more it's eating inside you. The day they come out in the open, Yoruba land is gone. That is why I support every frontline Oduduwa activist. I support them with everything that I have. I will support them. They are the ones that have realized that you people are in trouble. But an average, corrupt, idiotic Yoruba journalist have still not realized what is happening. They don't know. The Ibagania dams of this world and the Wohos of this world, they have come to realize what is going on. But your average Yoruba journalist is still living in a fool's paradise. In a fool's paradise. That's something you must understand. So I want to correct this stupid thinking that we are battling the army. No, we are battling terrorists. If they're in Nigerian military uniform, if they're in front of us, ESN will battle them. ESN will battle them. All that time they were saying, oh, don't form Amoteko. Amoteko is bad. Yeah, our country, our unity, our unity. They were busy planting Fulani terrorists in Yoruba forests. You don't know that? Has it not come out now in the open? By the time they realized it was too late. Now Amoteko is incapacitated. That's idiot weak. He's saying he's forming a group to defend him. And he went to Nigerian police, the same people who are terrorizing and killing us, aiding and abetting Fulani Janjaweedism are the people that he engaged to defend him. 400 people. Only 400. C41, he's C4I, he's stupidity is a disease. You heard Omahi crying. Saying, I loved you, I did everything for you, I was even against my people because of you, now you have come to kill me. The same Fulani. And as I tweeted, something Afonja said, I want Yoruba journalists to go back to history, read about Afonja, the same idiocy, the same nonsense, the same garbage you're doing today, because Tinubu wants to be president, the same thing Afonja did, and you lost a Lauren. You are not ashamed of yourselves. If that cannot shame you, nothing on earth will shame you. You have no shame. We are not fighting anybody. We must fight this scourge called Nigeria. We must fight back with all that we have. Nobody is going to save us but ourselves. I'm telling you, nobody. America is gone. America is now a nation without conscience. That very grace that God gave to USA, they are misusing it. And they will take it from them and give it to China. Are you hearing me? Very soon, USA will no longer be the greatest country on the face of this very earth. Because they have now firmly aligned themselves with the forces of darkness. That purpose for which God made the USA, they are no longer serving it. They are serving the interest of darkness and evil. And you see what God will do to them. He will take it away from them. Unless they repent. Unless they repent. You are telling me in this day and age, America is absorbing what is in essence a dictatorship. They are absorbing the murderous tendencies of these scavenging invaders from the Sahel because of oil and gas. Oh dear. Lord have mercy. We are confronting Fulani terrorists from the Sahel and all their sympathizers in the army, police, and the navy with the help of the British. We must face them. And as I pray every day to Elohim, we are in your hands, we are your children, you created us. Ihechiawa is in the land of Biafra. The land where the light of God shines. That's the meaning of the word Ihechiawa in Arochukwu. Ihechiawa. The land where the light of God is shining. Anything you like, you can do with us. You Elohim, anything you like, you can. If you say that Janjaweed will take us over, they will take us over. You are God. Anything you like, you do with us. And I never knew who I was before I was born, or I gained consciousness maybe around the age of 4 or 5. I was aware of my surroundings. You are God. You made us. Anything you like, you do with us. But you're telling us that you created us so that we can become slaves to people who are now slaves to other people. Hi. Second-tier slavery. No, it's not good. That is why you must come to the rescue of your children. That is why you must infuse into our brains, into our being, a level of consciousness that will allow us to realize the danger that we are in and hurry up to extricate ourselves from it. We are surrounded by enemies. Not just Biafrans. Yorubas are also, they're also surrounded. Middle Belt is gone. Middle Belt was the one Nigeria. Are they not gone? They are gone. They are renaming towns inside Benue. They are renaming towns. They have taken over the whole of Plateau. They are now in Benue renaming towns after Fulani people. And all of you are there shouting, one Nigeria, our country Nigeria, our unity, our restructuring. Whilst they are eating deeply inside you, like a very dangerous disease. By the time they come to the fore, you become disemboweled. I'm telling you, they will cut you open. They will rip you apart. That is what's happening in the zoo. The sooner Nigeria ends, the better for everybody. You need to end Nigeria to make life better. Look at how in fact, what they have done in the army, you see how clever they are. Even the governors you have, they are the ones that put them in power. Everybody that you have, you call your political leader or Igwe or Oba, they are the ones that put the person in power. You now report to Fulani, Fulani will report to United Kingdom. You are a second-tier slave, not even number one. Fulani is number one slave. They know how foolish, how frivolous, how idiotic the Fulanis are. They are the ones to be used because they know that the Fulanis hate their own fellow black people in Africa. They know that very well. They did their research. These are intelligent people. We must be prepared to die for what we believe in, for freedom. If you're not prepared to die for freedom, freedom will never come. It can never ever come. It's a very expensive undertaking. Ask Americans, the original Americans, though, not these fake ones you have now. After Obama became the president, I knew that America would become irredeemably corrupt. America went to the dogs after the presidency of Obama, and it can never recover again. Because Obama is evil. Evil personified. I'm saying it live on that the whole world may hear. Obama is evil. And America will regret it from generation to generation to come. Now, I want to make this very clear to everybody listening. We are defending our land. We are defending our land against foreign bandits, foreign Fulani killers and murderers. If the army decides to join them, that's entirely their business. Some people are asking us, you know, those idiots, they used to ask us, where is their defense fund? Where is this? Where is that? Go to Nsukka to the front line. You will see it in action. You're asking us all these stupid questions. You think we are as foolish as you are. Do you know that your Fulani friends came to Ebonyi State and killed over 20 people and ran to Nsukka We pursued them all the way to Nsukka and we're engaging them. And you're just writing and yapping the rubbish because you are a fool. A third-tier slave you are. Third-tier slave. And in Saudi Arabia, the Nigerian government they are helping Niger Republic people. They do the way for them. They do everything because the Dad Buhari is from Niger Republic, in whose name they are ruling you. Come on to come out and say that Buhari is dead. None of you. Not, God forbid you people. You know, now I now know the reason why. Was it Jesus that said in the Bible, from those who do not have, they will take and give to those that have. You know, black people will have nothing, at least mentally. But they're taking from us and giving to white people. You understand it? Because our foolishness is beyond redemption.